So I'm Carolyn Shields. I am the development manager at the foundation. I've been here since March this year, so still fresh. A little background on me: I came from a higher ed background. I did fundraising for universities. I saw the job posting for the Meso Foundation, and as you've probably heard, I lost my grandfather to mesothelioma, and so it's an honor and a privilege to be able to work here, and to be able to meet all of you this week has been honestly incredible. This is...
Hi everybody, I'm Mackenzie Thomas. I was the summer intern with the Meso Foundation. It's been such an honor and a privilege to be able to work with the team here and to get to meet all of the community members here. So my background is I'm a full-time student right now actually at the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, and so I've been here on my fall break, and it is just such a wonderful way to have spent the break. I'm so glad to have gotten to meet all of you, and I'm really excited to talk to all of you about this with Carolyn today, so thank you.
Also, who gives up their fall break as a college student to come do this? Like, round of applause for Mackenzie. And honestly, this presentation came about because of something that Mackenzie came to us during the summer. She said, hey, I really love the chance to get to talk to people about how they can make an impact with the foundation outside of the obvious ways, outside of the financial ways that you can give back. So I am going to talk about the financial ways that you can support the foundation, but then I'm going to turn it over to Mackenzie and let her take over. So I'm sure this is information you have all seen before. The Mesothelioma Foundation is the only nonprofit organization, charity organization, dedicated to ending mesothelioma and the suffering caused by this cancer by funding research, providing treatment and support and education for patients and families, and advocating for research. Of course, none of this would be possible without you all and from the support we receive from the Meso community. In the fundraising world, it's time, talent, and treasure. That's something that you talk about often. And this week, it's been very clear that, yes, you give your time, you give your talent, you give your treasure, but you give your hearts, and you choose to be an impact and an inspiration to this community every day. So thank you for doing that and giving back, all of you this week. All right, so financially, some fun numbers, some fun charts. So looking at the foundation as a whole and where we get our donations and how we're able to operate, 89% comes from individual giving. That means we have individual donors who are giving back to the foundation either through memorial giving or just an annual gift, or third-party fundraisers. And then we have this 11% that comes from corporations, foundations, the sponsors that you saw all week. But this 89%, this is really important because this is the heart and soul of the foundation. This is all of you. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without this 89%. How we use our funds, 81% goes to programs. It goes to things like this. It's the fact that large of a percentage of the money that we bring in actually goes directly back into the community is so important to talk about as a nonprofit. It's a small percentage that's going back to the management of it all, to things like salaries. We all need to get paid for doing our jobs, but 81% of that is going directly back into you all and into our community. So that individual giving, as I mentioned before, breaks down a little bit into things like monthly recurring gifts, direct donations, annual giving, people that may give, once a year, twice a year, and it's just kind of a habit. You donate back to the foundation. Litigation donations, that's something that you can talk to your attorney about whenever you receive money after going to trial or settling, whatever it may be, giving back a portion of that, but also talking to your attorneys about them perhaps matching a donation or giving a percentage of what they receive back to the foundation. That's a partnership that is really important. Legacy giving, it's a donation through a will, so setting up kind of what that donation will look like now and it going into effect into the future. There's also ways to donate back to the foundation, fundraising on behalf of the foundation. So not those direct donations directly to us, but things like third-party fundraisers, hosting an event for the foundation, setting up a fundraising page. I've spoken with a few of you about Facebook. We are trying very hard to get back on Facebook as a nonprofit so you can host birthday fundraisers, but until that happens, we have fundraising pages that can be set up. So if you do want to share those on Facebook or with your family and friends for things like your birthday or an anniversary or another really important day in your life or in your loved ones' lives, that's a resource for you that we're happy to help you with. Tribute pages, that is more so a place as a memorial for your loved one. So you can share that again during significant points in your life or in your loved one's lives so that people can come back and make a gift in memory of your loved one. And I just wanted to show you kind of what this looks like, breaking down that individual gift, that direct donation. In 2022, $450,000 of what was brought in came from direct donations, those tributes, memorial gifts, and just general gifts to the foundation. And third-party events, those volunteer events, brought in $370,000. So that's a good portion of what we do comes directly from the mesothelioma community. We do depend on sponsorships and corporations and foundations, but when we say we wouldn't be able to do what we do without you, this is it. This is the bulk of what we're able to accomplish comes from you all. So third-party fundraisers, we have had the privilege, Melissa and I have had the privilege of working with third-party events in our short 7 months here. Hosting a fundraising event is an amazing way to honor your loved one, raise awareness, and support and give back to the foundation. There's lots of creative events out there. Some examples, we have golf tournaments, people hosting running, biking, walking challenges and raising money that way. Building personal awareness, building those fundraising pages and sharing those out. I can't remember who was telling me the story of someone's nephew or grandson challenged people to donate per book that he read. So he did a book reading challenge to give back in memory of the loved one that he lost. So little things like that are endearing and raise awareness, but also help and give back to the foundation. Sponsorships are a big part of this. It can be expensive to host events like that, to host those volunteer events, but there are people that want visibility. There's people in your networks that you could go to sponsor a third-party event, a volunteer event. We've seen sponsorships from communities come in anywhere from $150 to $2,000, and you shouldn't have to carry on the burden of funding these volunteer events, these third-party events. There's people that can help you with that. So that gets them connected with the foundation, and it's a way to utilize your network as well to help cover the expense of those events. So now I'm going to turn it over to Mackenzie, the star of the show, and she's going to focus more on kind of the non-financial ways that you can make an impact with the foundation.
Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm here today. I'm going to be talking about how you can make an impact in a lot of these non-financial ways through awareness, advocacy, and through honoring your loved one's memory through personal and special ways that can come through to you on a very fulfilling level, and then also out into the world to create awareness overall. So as far as awareness goes, posting on social media can be a very helpful tool. During Mesothelioma Awareness Day, which is on September 26th, we worked with Novacure over the summer in a partnership for the Light the World Blue campaign. And so while Novacure and a bunch of our team members worked together to get over 40 different landmarks to light up blue on September 26th, that doesn't mean that no one else can get involved with it. And so it's a very important aspect and ability to be able to go out to your local communities and find out who can light up their landmarks blue. And so that creates further awareness. My family even did it I don't think that they got Kansas City to light up. We had somebody else do that, but they actually went out to the Power and Light District and took photos in their shirts. And so that can be a really awesome thing to go do to create awareness. Furthermore, you can share educational information that the foundation puts out. And then on top of that, there are things even just as easy as creating an awareness booth. So I think that the M for Emily event, I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so some of y'all may be familiar with the M for Emily event the Brown family puts on every year. So they host a large fundraiser, and this year they decided to also do an awareness campaign. So they set up a booth at their local farmers market, and it was something we were able to provide them with all the materials for that. So tablecloth and things to hand out and materials and bracelets and the chapsticks you have in your bags. So if you do want to create an awareness event, if that's something you're interested in, we can help provide all of those materials for you.
Yeah, thank you. And then, so on the next slide, I'm going to show you some of the different landmarks that have been lit up blue in the past. And so we've even gotten Niagara Falls to be blue for 2 years now, I believe, in a row. And then, yeah, if you post #LightTheWorldBlue, this is where I found most of the photos. It's very easy to access. And so I am on the left side of the screen over here. So I live in South Bend, Indiana, because I'm going to school right now. And so it's actually very easy to reach out to your local landmarks. I was really intimidated by it because I thought I was going to have to make so many phone calls to do this, but I actually just knew that we have the South Bend River Lights, and so I looked it up on Google, and then it took me to my mayor's page, and the form took 10 minutes to fill out, and within 3 days they had told me, yes, we will make sure that the lights are blue. And so after classes that day, me and a bunch of my friends went and took some photos, and it was just such, a great event, and it was super easy to do. So that's just one easy way to get involved, and it's actually not as intimidating as you might think it would be, because I was very scared to do it, but it's really easy. And so then moving on to advocacy. We had Advocacy Day this week, which has been such an amazing experience. I gained so much from it personally, but that's really like the big picture, big scale of advocacy, going to our national representatives and senators. But you can even go to your local and state levels in order to advocate and lobby to those representatives. It's very important to make sure that we create awareness wherever we are. You can also continue to attend advocacy days with the foundation. And then another easy way, something that I was also very intimidated about doing, was getting proclamations for states for Mesothelioma Awareness Day. And so our goal is to create Mesothelioma Awareness Day proclaimed across the whole U.S., and so we need everyone's help to do that. I was able to get the Kansas proclamation, and the foundation actually makes it very easy for you to do. So each year we're putting out a list of each state that there is, and it'll take you right to your governor's website. And then we've provided all the information that you would need to put in to get a proclamation. And so it's as easy as taking 5 minutes to copy and paste what we've given you and then submit it. And I think within like a month and a half, 2 months was when I heard back. And so I was able to get Kansas, which was super awesome. And we got quite a few states, I think, to proclaim it this year. And then to honor your loved one's memory. People can definitely ask for family and friends to join in on remembering your loved one for their birthday, anniversary, or another special day that might be extremely important to you and your loved one. You can do some sort of good deed. You can go on a walk or a bike ride to commemorate that person. You can even come up with some kind of clever name if you want to continue to do it every year, like an annual thing. That I'll show you on the next couple of slides. My family has done one in the past called Miles to Memories, and so every year we've had a t-shirt and different merch that we've done to give out to our friends. And then on top of that, again, social media can be very, very influential in creating awareness and honoring your loved ones. So you can post their pictures, post the memories that you've made commemorating this person. And then you can always add the #CureMeso, which allows us to see everything as well. So a couple of these examples. Sorry. I apologize for getting emotional.
Thank you. I'm here on a professional level because I worked with the foundation over the summer, and so that's been extremely fulfilling, but I'm also here on a personal level. I lost my dad to mesothelioma in 2021, and so I told myself I wasn't going to cry. So it's been such a pleasure to come and meet everyone here and to share in the stories. Sorry, thank you. So my family, in the past, we have done this event called Miles to Memories. My dad was a runner. He was in the Army. When he passed, he was a colonel in the Army, and he was so very proud to be. And so he was a runner, and he would run 8 miles every day. He did 2 marathons. I don't know why he wanted me to come on runs. That sounds like an awful thing to do. So every year my mom created this idea called Miles to Memories, and my dad and her graduated from Kansas State, and so she and my brother and my aunt ran the half marathon at K-State around the time of his 1-year anniversary. Which was such a cool experience. I did the 5K. I was not going to do the half marathon. Kudos to Mom. But it was really cool. She was able to create all of these T-shirts, and we were able to get so many different family members and friends to fly out and come to it. And people ended up donating, even though it wasn't inherently a fundraising event, which was really cool because it all goes back into, the foundation and the community. And then we've also had a more recent event with 3 Cross America by David, Mickey, and Brendan. They lost multiple family members to mesothelioma, and they made a commitment to ride from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, and they did it within 43 days and raised over $13,000 in doing so. And they did it over the summer when it was extremely hot. So props to them. And then I have heard so much about this kayaking event for mesothelioma, and even though I've never been a part of it, I think that it is such a testament to the fact that I've heard so many people talking about this kayaking event by Mark Wells. And so we have some pictures here to show. The kayaking event just blows my mind to see all the different colors, all the people there supporting. It's so wonderful to see. And then we have the 3 Cross America with the biking. Such great views, too. I'm sure that they had such an amazing time doing that. And then all of the gray shirts right there, that is my family and extended friends that have come out to K-State. We're in the stadium before the half marathon and the 5K started. So my mom actually created those shirts, and so we wear those every year and post in honor of my dad. And then kind of on a lighter note, I think one of the funniest things that my aunt did to create awareness was she took a picture of my dad's face and stuck it on my cousin's T-shirts. So they will just go to school wearing those sometimes. Nobody knows who it is, but it's important to us in our hearts. So even just little things like that. And I think it's extremely important to find something that maybe your loved one was passionate about, something that you're passionate about. I know that my grandma loves to craft, and so she has created so many different blankets. She's crocheted different things, quilted many different things that have my dad on it. So that's something that she finds fulfillment through. And so it's just extremely important to find what's important to you, find what's important to your loved one, and make it very meaningful, and I think that that's ultimately how we continue the legacy. So thank you so much for everything, and thank you.
She's the best. That wraps up our presentation, but if any of you ever have any questions about giving back to the foundation or hosting a third-party event, a volunteer event, we're here to help you. We want to make sure your events are successful, and we will offer our support in any way that we can. Thank you so much.